Hi. Hi, Jose. Hi, Muffin. Hi, Animator. Welcome in. Hi. It's sad. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. Huh? That high voice hits different. Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, it's been a hell of a week, huh? It's Tuesday. I can't hear, I just left Maylin's stream. Oh no. Oh no, I better get those ears checked, bro. Oh shit. That's crazy, she's even streaming right now. Isn't it like 3 a.m. for her? Jesus. It's fucking... I don't know how she does it. What? I don't know how she does it, man. Yeah. Sorry, this is gonna be quite the shift, tonal shift for you. This is gonna be pretty relaxed, I guess. I guess. No. I'm sure you already know if you haven't guessed it. It's another book club night. We're doing book club again. Every night this week is book club. It's book club week, baby. It's book club. No longer book club night. It's book club week. She was actually seeing that one background game you and Kiki were playing. Oh yeah. Maylin's actually really good at that game. Like, we held her back. Or at least I held her back. Kiki was kind of holding her own too. There's definitely some moments where Kiki had it down. I was the problem. I was 100% the problem. Yeah, no. What was it? Because, like, even in that stream, I was like... I thought, like, it was just one level. And Maylin's like, no, I got to, like, level 20. And I was like, oh! Oh, no. Pain from work. I'm so glad I finally relaxed. Hell yeah, Jose. Kick back, relax, get a drink, get a snack, light a candle. I know I lit a candle. Don't worry, she was having someone else hold her back this time. Good shit. Good shit. Yeah, I don't know how, like, she does it. Like, her and Kiki are both pretty good at it, like, collabing with other people. I'm not. Reese is the only one that puts up with me. Yeah, I'm so bad at collabing. Like, I want to do it more, but I'm just like, it's that social anxiety that kicks in really hard sometimes for that. Where it's just like, if I, like, try and message them, they're gonna tell me to fuck off. Like, why would we do that? Even though I know they wouldn't. Like, especially if I asked Kiki to collab, she would be like, oh yeah, sometime. You know? I've actually joined her stream a few times, not really collab. Oh, hell yeah! See, that's fun. That's fun. Like, help her play Peak or Roll Quest Tycoon. Oh yeah! I think you were telling me about that. How you were trying to help her get that set up or get it working or something. Just like me, for real, for real. Yeah, no. Like, I'm really excited for book club, but, like, I've been drawing a lot, too. Oh! I forgot to talk about it last night, but, okay, so y'all know that, like, I've been kind of going through the ringer, right? One of the things that was, like, decking me in the face, was work, right? I'll be real, I wasn't super happy in my position. Like, management is a whole beast, right? But yeah, so I was the manager of a bank. You guys knew this. You guys know I'd worked up to it, and I finally got there, and I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like this. So it really hits you hard when it's like you work and you do so much more. Like, you push yourself extra to get somewhere where you think will be better, and it's not. Like, it like really was doing a lot. Like, just lately it was just like extra. I think it's because, like, we had a bunch of other positions moving around, like other managers moving up or around, or, you know, other bankers moving around, other tellers moving up and around. Like, I was just like, man, I just wasn't happy. So I was looking at some other positions, and I think I got one. Yeah. Like, I say think because it's like, I'm still so nervous. I'm going to get a call, like, tomorrow, and they're going to be like, sorry, no. You know, actually, we changed our minds. Like, I'm so scared that's going to happen. That's why I was, like, putting off talking about it. Like, I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to, like, say, like, yeah, I got a new job. And then the next day be like, guys, I didn't get a new job. Ugh. True King. Yeah, I've been drawing a lot of True King, actually, because, I don't know, it stresses me out less than Vampire Checkmate right now. You work at the bank? Yeah. Wasn't super happy. Was. I did get a new position. So, by February something, I'll be in my new position. February 20th is my last day at this position, and I'll move into a different one after that. Oof. This hit like a brick. Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, I just, because it's like I've already said, you know, I've already put in my last day, because the other job already offered me, you know, they sent me an offer letter, like, they did, so it's like, I did get it, I'm just so scared that they're gonna turn around and be like, just kidding, and I don't know why, like, that's just not something that happens. I did hear when new position goes back, yeah, so I'm gonna be more, I get an office. I'm gonna be in one of the big buildings. I'm really excited. I'm still at the bank, the same bank. I'm just not gonna be in the bank anymore, like in a branch, not on the retail facing. Like, my role now is gonna be a bit more behind the scenes, a bit more for the brokerage stuff, which is really exciting. The corporate ladder, yes, exactly. I'm moving up beyond management. I'm going to corporate. I'm going to be in one of those big office buildings you see in the cities. I'm going to be in one of those, baby. Big wig corporate, yeah. Not exactly big wig, but I am moving my way up. Slowly but surely. So yeah, I'm super excited to start the new position. It was one of the things that was really weighing on me, so I figured I would express why I'm a little bit better now. Ease any tensions, maybe. Also, I was just excited to talk about it. Imagine Saph in a suit, yeah. No, I don't think I'll have to wear a suit. But yeah, no, I'll have an office. I'll get to be doing a lot more admin work, which is what I really, really like doing in the bank. So I'm very excited. Look at her, she's so tall. She's, god damn it. God damn it. I'm imagining. Yeah, me in a suit, baby. I won't have to. No, you will. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm just really excited. Like, I haven't met any of the other people who are in that department or on that team or anything, so. But, like, I think, like, from what I saw, when I went into the big corporate building for my interview, which I was nervous as fuck about, I had to, like, I was just like, I went up to, like, the guy, you know, the guard at the front. I'm just like, I don't know if this is the right building. There's a lot of tall buildings with our logo on it. And he's like, no, you got it. Who are you trying to see? And I'm like, this guy for my interview. And he's like, oh, okay, hold on. He's on the 14th floor. I was like, the 14th floor? He's so high up. That's so cool. And I got an access badge and I went in and there's like statues and there's a fountain and there's spinning doors and everything is all like, it has our logo and everything's all in gold instead of the normal colors because it's like for more of the premier, you know, fancy schmancy stuff. And I'm like, I don't belong here. With glasses, suit with heels. Oh shit, pencil skirt. Yeah. It's fancy as fuck, a spinning door. Yeah, and I had to like beat my way in. They had to beat me in. It's it was really cool. Yeah, no, I'm really, really excited. And like for the interview too, I interviewed with the manager of like this department. So like that was already intimidating, but then he also had like video conferenced in like some of the other big wigs and I'm like, oh shit. Ah, fuck. Normally they have to beat something, bruh. But yeah. Like, so they sent me the offer letter. I said yes. I don't know why I'm still so paranoid they're gonna say no. I guess it's because it's like, that's all. Like, they've just, like, it's a whole month away, so it's like, I guess, you know, no, there's not really anything for them to be like, alright, and then on your first day, this and this and this, right? But, like, I'm just so scared that, like, I'm gonna get a call tomorrow and they're gonna be like, sorry, actually, we changed our minds. You know what I mean? I'm just so scared that, because it seems like such a good gig and I'm really, really excited. Getting better pay? Yeah. 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 It's also gonna be a bit more, once I finish training, that is, and, like, I did all my, intro stuff done, it's a hybrid work schedule, so 3 days of the week I'll be in an office downtown, and the other 2 I can work from home if I want. So, that's another very exciting thing. Unless you fuck up, that ain't gonna happen. It's true. I'm trying. I'm just, like, because, like, I'm so excited. And, like, the job, like, as they described it to me, I'm like, this would be so perfect for me. It would. It's perfect for me. It's everything that I want to do. You know? Bro. As well. I don't know what it means. But yeah. So, that was one of the things that was stressing me the fuck out. So hopefully that goes through. Oh, work from home. Oh shit, you abbreviating and shit? Yeah, I'll be able to work from home for a little bit. So, I'm excited for that. Also, never have to work a Saturday, allegedly, so that's gonna be cool. Alright. But yeah, so that was one of the things that was stressing me the fuck out. It's a little better now. It's one of the things. Some other things are still fucking with me, but, you know, we're working through them now. We got it. They're gonna have to call you ma'am, Saphyre? Nah. Your queen is still okay. Hey. Guinea pigs be wrestling in the back. Alright. But shit, yeah, we yapped for quite a bit there. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Should we get back into the book? Should we get back to reading about this totally normal slice of life? I think so. you Miss Vale now? Yeah, go for it. Let's go, Queen. Fuck yeah. Okay.
It had been very hot for the past few days, and the corpses went rotten really quickly.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about. Where was Scum when this line was gonna get dropped? Like, because Scum was in here yesterday being like, I don't know anything about Higurashi, and literally the whole time they were here, it was just the slice of life stuff. I was like, fuck. Shit, we're not gonna get him. Fuck. Miss Vale. Yeah, on the page, just,
Miss Vale. Valeguard's here to see you.
Miss Sunrin.
Any housewife knows how fast fresh meat can go bad.
But that's the... Oh, God.
I know it, too. That's why the first thing I did was dismember the corpses. There were only one reason why I needed to dismember them. I had to reduce them to a portable size in order to carry them to a place where they'll never be found. When men see words dismembered corpses, they'll probably feel disgusted because they don't cook. But housewives are used to taking the guts out of fish and sometimes even living maggots. They take the maggots off the food or even cook it with the maggots still on. The heat will kill them after all. Women don't tell men that they do that in the kitchen because men wouldn't eat the food if they knew. So it didn't really bother me all that much to dismember them. I was released from all my problems just by killing them. Cleaning up the mess was like nothing to me because I got freedom and regained my happiness. I dismembered the corpses using carpenter's tools like a saw and a hatchet. I'm wearing a black sweatsuit that I bought today just because I thought, it'd get stained with blood. Bloodstains don't show on black fabric and I can just throw it away when I'm done. I bought a plastic sheet I found at the dump because I thought the blood might spread otherwise. If I did the work on the sheet, I could just burn it after I was done. In the end, dismembering human bodies is no different than preparing food on a chopping board. I was very tired from chopping apart 2 adult bodies, but I didn't have a problem doing it. I cut off their arms, legs, and heads, dividing each body into 6 pieces. I heard before that blades get easily ruined by fat when you cut apart a corpse, so I brought many kinds of tools. As I was right, I didn't have to go back and forth between there and my house to get another tool in the middle of the work. A long time ago, the construction manager was murdered, and his body was dismembered here during the dam conflict. He was cut into 6 pieces in the same way. Well, I had 2 bodies, so it was double that, though. I remembered the main suspect was still on the loose, and the victim's arm he hid hadn't been found yet. I wonder where he hid it. I'd like to ask him. I smiled weirdly. Unlike the arms, legs, and heads, the torsos were difficult to take care of. I thought about cutting them into smaller pieces, but I decided against it because I thought it'd be troublesome to clean up the guts. I put each piece in a black trash bag and sprayed it with a lot of deodorant. I wasn't sure if that would help against the smell, though. Many bugs flew around me while I was dismembering the corpses. After I finished putting all the pieces into each bag, the bugs were still flying around, but that was just because they could smell the blood. After I cleaned up everything, they were all gone. Now, all I need to do is get rid of these 12 black bags. Burning them would be the easiest, but I don't think I can burn them to ashes without using a cremator. The best way is to bury them somewhere. Other than the torsos, every piece is small enough to fit in a backpack. I could easily carry them without being noticed. I could throw them in the river running through the dam's construction site. If I did that, somebody would find them for sure. I've seen on the news several times before that a bag with a body part in it was found beside a river. Every time I heard something like that, I always thought the murderer was so stupid. I thought about dumping in the Onigafuchi swamp, but rotten meat floats. I thought about weighing the bags, but there's no guarantee it'd stay down. So that left me with one choice: bury them. There were many unexplored mountains at the end of the abandoned districts around the Yaguchi and Tatsukudo. It's probably best to bury them somewhere in the mountains. While it would be safe to bury them here in the garbage dump too, it's not perfectly safe. And so, I'm going to bury all these bags somewhere deep inside the mountain in order to completely erase the two of them. My joints hurt since I've been using muscles I don't normally use. I cleaned up the mess very carefully, got into my hideout where I was still wearing the sweatsuit, and I laid down on the mattress. I washed my hands carefully, but there was still dirt and blood under the nails. I should take a shower later and wash it off completely. When I say things like disposing of corpses, it sounds like I'm the greatest evil of the century. But that's only true if I get caught. What I did isn't a crime as long as I don't get caught. Plus, I didn't do this because I wanted to commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong. I did this to protect my father's life and mine. People might speak ill of me, but I don't care about them. In the end, I don't think anybody can really pass judgment on my sins. Sins aren't something to pass judgment on. They're something to confess and atone for. In other words, nobody can measure the weight of enough sin against the person who committed the crime. Do I regret what I did? Do I feel sorry? No. I don't think I did anything wrong. I truly believe there was no better way than killing them. I'm sure if it was the right thing because my life had already started to change since the night I killed them. A few days earlier, I just came home after killing Teppei. My father was cleaning the room Teppei had thrashed earlier. His eyes were swollen. He'd been crying. Reina, where have you been? I was talking with him. I said, Reina-san will never come to our house again, so please leave us alone. Therefore, he'll never come back. I don't think he'll stay away that easily. You should watch out for him for a while, too. And it's hard to explain to him why Teppei would never come back. I can't tell him that he shouldn't worry because I killed him. I grabbed ice cubes from the freezer and put them in a plastic bag and handed it to my father. Here you go, Dad. Your cheeks are swollen. He must have only noticed it just then. Oh, thank you. Don't worry about cleaning up the mess. I'll do it. I'll get the vacuum cleaner. Reina, he called out to me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's not your fault. They make their living by deceiving people. You were just one of their targets. Reina, did you know who they were? Yeah, I found out recently. I didn't tell you because I thought you wouldn't believe me. I'm sorry. He looked down. When he told me about how he wanted to get remarried, I told him that they were bad people and that they scammed others of Badger games. But he didn't listen. So I was right in saying that he wouldn't have believed me at all. She took advantage of your pain. I'm a very bad father. Then he started talking about how he met Rina, as if trying to absolve his guilt. It was when he was suffering the most and he needed to drink away his sorrow. At a bar he happened to go into, Rina-san was the one who came to his table. It was her job to be a good listener when her customers talked. Rina must have been a good listener and offered words to comfort when he talked about the divorce. If he was emotionally stable, he could have taken it as kindness that she was only offering at the time. But he was so desperate that he took it the wrong way. After that, the tragedy was inevitable. He wanted to believe that it was destiny, and he glamorized everything about her. It would be easy to laugh at him and say that he was just dreaming, but I don't blame him, because being weak is also part of being human. He had plenty of opportunities to grow suspicious of her questionable spending habits, but my father just read even that behavior as an attempt to cheer him up. He bought everything she asked him to, and Rina had landed her catch. He shouldn't have bought his lover to the house where his daughter lived, but he was crazy about her, and he didn't even think about it. Forgotten that I was a father first. What was I thinking? He started crying. I held his shoulders gently. It's okay. You realized it in the end. You're my father, no matter what. You're the only family I have. He couldn't stop moaning. We held each other and cried together.
Alright, let me get caught up on chat real quick. The narration with the promotion feels very American Psycho. Calling this girl a murderer is kind of an understatement. Reina's just like, I chopped them up. Teehee. Yeah. On hand, I'm concerned about Reina knows rotten meat floats, but then again, we're already waist deep in these types of concerns, so what's one more? Be fair, it's a self-defense since women attacked her first. Her dad would have definitely taken the blame for the murder if he got caught. Please don't let me right. I just remember that Teppei is Satoko's uncle. Yeah! Yep, Teppei Hojo, Satoko's uncle. So hey, that arc's already solved, right? That won't happen again. Yeah, no. Oh, it's so fun reading this from Reina's point of view. Oh, it's so good.
The next day, my father got up early in the morning. He was already cooking breakfast when I got up. And he told me, your father's gonna get his act together from today onward. Dad, you should have used solid oil before you cooked up that sunny side up. Oh, shit. It's been a long time since I cooked, haha. He pried off the burning eggs into the pan with a spatula and added salad oil to it. But it was too late. Doing that just made it even a bigger mess. But I didn't say anything because I wanted to eat his eggs. I waited at the table quietly.
It's fun reading this from Reina's point of view. Concern.
He put the burned eggs on a plate and brought them over to me. It looked like he tried to salvage them by adding cheese, but it didn't really work. Still, it smelled good and crispy. It actually stimulated my appetite. Thick-cut toast popped out of the toaster. I made coffee with extra milk and sugar because my father liked it sweet.
Saf, what were you up to last weekend? Well, you know, don't you know?
We put everything on the table. It looked terrible, like the cooking class of an elementary school, but to me, it was precious. Because my father tried very hard to make it. He was even wearing an apron. Great. It smells good. Hope it tastes as good as it smells. It might be better than you do the cooking. Oh shit, I think I did this backwards. I feel bad at making you eat this. I'll take care of the cooking when you take care of getting a job. It had been a taboo to talk about work in our house. He hadn't worked since the divorce. It wasn't only because of the divorce, though. He just didn't have to work because of the settlement Mother gave him was so big. Plus, I let him be lazy because I felt guilty about the divorce. But my father cleared his wrongdoing by showing repentance to me. And I also atoned for my sin of not doing anything about my mother, by doing what I did the previous night. Now, we are free of sin.
I'm gonna try and find a job. I'm thinking about going to the employment center agency today.
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's not money that he wanted. He just needed a normal lifestyle.
I'm old and not very strong. I'm a bit worried if I can find a job at all.
Well, what kind of job are you looking for?
Well, I'd prefer a desk job, but I think a lot of the companies wouldn't offer one to an old man like me.
I can ask my friend. Mi-chan's the daughter of a big landowner in Hinamizawa. She might be able to find you something.
Oh no, it's okay. I'll do it myself. I have to man up, you know.
I don't remember the last time we enjoyed breakfast like this. I don't remember the last time we had breakfast together. For the first time in a long time, the morning light felt refreshing. I wanted to keep enjoying life like this, but unfortunately, I had to go to school. I told him that I'd skip school that day and that I wanted him to take him somewhere fun, but he tried to be a good father and said that I had to go to school. Well, I have to go now.
Okay, you have a good day at school.
He followed me to the front door. I was a bit embarrassed for some reason. He talked to me while I was trying my shoes. He followed me there not because he wanted to see me off, but because he wanted to tell me something. I've been sad ever since your mother divorced me, but I realized I shouldn't be sad because I have you, Rihanna. I didn't have to feel sad at all. Dad, that's what being a family's about. Yeah, you're right. Again, I'm not a good father because I had to learn something that simple and important for my own daughter. Well, I have to go now. Keiichi-kun's waiting for me. Alright, you have a good day. Oh, and Reina, I'm gonna cook dinner tonight. I'll do the grocery shopping on the way back from the employment center. I look forward to it. Oh, shit. Look forward to it. I promise I won't feel like I did now. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you tonight.
Don't think about it. We haven't heard anything from Scum since then, did we? Listen. Now the real question is what happens when you mess up the peaceful life that she's living. Ooh. Are you really... and not Saphyre taking over the account? Just... What? What?
I left the house. My father saw me off, still in the apron. It was our first step in our new life. I finally regained it. I finally regained everything we lost after we left Hinamizawa. My mother wasn't around, but I didn't feel sad because I had my father. The cries of the cicadas sounded as if they were celebrating my new life. The sunshine was bright, and the wind was sending up a nice breeze. The only thing that wasn't nice was the ticking clock. I was a bit late because I spent too much time talking with my father. Keiichi-kun might already be gone. I don't think he'd be waiting for me that long. But he was there anyway.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's alright. I usually make you wait, so it's okay that I wait once in a while.
We're really gonna be late. We should walk fast, I think.
Yeah. Let's walk fast. We might have to run at the end.
Michan might already be gone.
She's waiting for sure. We're friends. We'd never leave each other behind, right? Damn, the way the music just dropped when we hit that line. Oh, fuck me up. Anyway, did something good happen this morning?
Huh? Why do you ask that?
Well, you look very happy for some reason. I just thought maybe something good happened.
The good mood I was in must have been too obvious for Keiichi-kun to ignore. I had not only my family, but my friends, too. I felt something warm spreading in my heart. Well, I'll tell you what happened this morning. My father made breakfast, but...
What? Isn't that the right way to cook eggs? You use salad oil for making salads, don't you?
What? I have to tell everyone you just said that. What did you say? Those rude remarks are unforgivable.
Fine, bring it. If you're saying that you're willing to be ready and throw down, aren't you? Hey, what's going on? Satoko, Kei-chan, why don't you two have a place outside and bet on our club activities today? It'll be fun.
Michan, what's an outside bet? What is it?
An outside bet means what it says. That Satoko and I will place a bet on each other outside the game. The one who plays worse, the other one has to suffer an extra punishment besides the normal one.
That means I get to see one of you suffer no matter who loses today.
So, what do you say, Satoko?
That sounds a wonderful idea to me. Keiichi-san will take the punishment for being the lowest ranked in the game and another punishment for losing to me. Oh, how wonderful.
Great, like the spirit, Satoko.
Alright, let's play today's game with their outside bed. It's more fun to think about punishments than to think about the game itself.
It sure is. I can't wait to see how miserable Satoko's going to look after she takes the punishment.
Keep dreaming, Keiichi-san. Take that. Stop it! Ugh. Alright, stop fighting, you two. The game hasn't even started yet. Chie-sensei opened the door and came in. Take your seats, everyone. Let's start homeroom, and then you can all go home. Everybody headed to their seats. Mi-chan. Huh? What? I'm sorry to ruin the mood, but I have to go home after school. I have things to do today. Oh, okay. Well, sorry you have to go. Are you busy with housework or something? Yeah. Well, this old man has no right to stop you when it comes to housework. I don't do housework myself. Our housekeepers do it. You should help them sometimes. It'll be good training for a married life. Don't worry about that. I already have that kind of skill, you know, to be a good wife. Mi-chan looks like the kind of girl who Mi-chan looks like the kind of girl who tries to stay away from chores as much as possible, but she can't actually do everything. That's just who she is. She went through hard times just to learn those things, but she acts like she's learned them without any struggle. That's also who she is. And I like that about her.
What? Are you gonna go home, Reina?
Then you won't see me and Keiichi-san go to a teacher's office wearing an embarrassing uniform. What a shame. It's gonna be fun. Pity you have to miss it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know, you went home right after school for housework yesterday, too. Did something happen?
Yeah, kind of. It might take me a few more days.
Well, then I guess you can't join us for a while.
Maybe. I'll try to finish as soon as I can.
Can we help you out with the thing you have to do? If it's something like carrying out old furniture, just let me know. I can help with that.
Are you redecorating the house? This old man can bring out lots of help for that. I have an idea. We can make a game out of helping her with the housework. At this rate, the person who doesn't end up helping her out will be the winner. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Well, it seems like there's nothing we can do. Therefore, I announce Reina Rugo's withdrawal from the front lines as of today. I order that you take a rest till you finish doing housework and return to the front as soon as you're reassigned with strength, or regained your strength. Well, there are many games for 4. Oh, we can play Mahjong. Yeah, Kei-chan? Yeah, my dad sometimes forces me to play Mahjong with him and his friends from work.
Of course you are good at Mahjong as well. After that, they fooled around and made a lot of noise, just like they always did. I looked at them and reminded myself that I'd always have a place to return to. I left the classroom with a smile. I was going to Yaguchi on my bicycle. I had to find a place to bury the bags with the body parts. Hopefully, I could finish burying them all today before it gets dark. And with that, everything would be over and done with.
I don't like that the back of the tiles are made of bamboo. You guys haven't marked them, have you?
I wouldn't be too sure. Keiichi-san, you sound traumatized by the experience you had with our card game.
Well, I think there are some scratches on them. They're cheap, you know. But it's more fun when there's an element of doubt, don't you think?
How many reds do you want to use? 6?
Riki-chan sounded professional and it scared me. Hydrate? Oh shit! Hold on, get a sip. Hell yeah. Oh well. I should start by checking the tiles. Playing Mahjong with my family is different from playing it at the club activity. I gotta be cautious. It's possible that one tile is missing, or there's one of extra particular tile in here. Oh, come on, we don't do things like that. Still, that is interesting. I didn't think about that. Let's see. Let's put them all face up on the table and check them before the game starts. Come on. Everybody flip the tiles face up. Huh? One dragon's missing.
One low pen and one low sword are missing too. One low one is missing also.
What is going on? There are so many missing tiles. Oh shit. I clicked out of the game on accident. I remember. Hold on a sec. Yon hit the palm of her hand with her fist and moved her chair aside and stuck her finger in the gap of the floorboards. Then she pulled up a tile from there. There you go. This is the dragon. I don't remember where I put the other three. Wait, Mion. Why are there so many tiles hidden in the classroom?
Yeah.
Well, you know. She must have hidden the other three tiles somewhere in the classroom and forgot where. We couldn't play Mahjong with 3 tiles missing. Suggested playing another game, but Mion insisted that we had to find the suggested, making that the treasure hunt our game. Oh my god.
As long as I can make Keiichi-san suffer a punishment, I don't care what kind of game we play, but honest with you, I'd prefer to play something more interesting than that.
I agree. Plus, you're not even sure that they're in the classroom, are you, Mion? No, they're here. Maybe. You know, this old man might have put them in his pockets and left them there by a washing machine, but yeah, I don't remember.
I recommend checking the total number of tiles after we play Mahjong with me next time.
Everybody except Mion nodded in agreement. What? You don't want to play our classroom tile hunting game? In other words, cleaning up the mess Mion made so she could cheat. Do it yourself. Don't use our club activities for personal reasons. Fine. So, what do you want to do? We can't play Mahjong now. What are we playing then? Does anybody have any ideas? As our club president, Mion usually decides what we'll play. I couldn't just come up with something on the spot. While we were all thinking, Mion hit her palm with her fist, just like she did earlier. I got an idea. If you don't want to hunt for tiles, let's do a real treasure hunt. What name comes to your mind when I say treasure hunting? Reina, right? Oh, you mean we're going to go to the garbage dump at the dumb construction site?
I don't really go there often. The place is so large. I heard that the place is haunted by the ghost of a man who was murdered there. His body was cut into pieces. We shouldn't go near.
A ghost? Oh, I like it. That's even better. I didn't know there was a rumor like that. I do know that someone was murdered there and that the main suspect's still on the loose. He had the arm of the victim and it hasn't been found yet, right?
There's a rumor that the construction site manager, the victim of the dismemberment murder case, became a ghost and that he's still wandering around that place trying to find his arm. Rika, you don't like ghosts? Don't tell me you're still scared of ghosts. I'm a shrine maiden. I can see them even if I don't want to.
Wow, what, you can see ghosts? If I remember right, I've heard that those can see spirits as naturally as they do with us.
Well, that's utterly ridiculous. I've been living with Rika a long time, and I've never seen anything like that. That's because you can't see them, but I can. For example, when you're asleep in your bed, I always see... Nippa! Rika! Why did you smile like that? What were you about to say? What do you see when I'm sleeping?
Satoko, I feel so sorry for you. You can pretend you're not scared of ghosts during the day, but scared once it gets dark. I'm gonna make a silent phone call tonight just to scare the hell out of her. Including myself. I don't think anybody really likes going there. Reina's the only one who does. If Reina finds a ghost when she's in her super cute mode, she might even take it home with her.
That's so true. She'd say, "Oh, I'm taking you home with me."
It was so easy to imagine all of that we all laughed. Well, let's do it. Let's go to the treasure hunting. If you find a ghost, you win. You get a point if you find the victim's missing arm. And you'll also get a point if you find anything Reina would like. We can show her what we found to Reina later, and we'll let her decide who the winner is.
Oh ho ho! I can't wait to win the game and make Keiichi-san take double the punishment.
Hey Satoko, are you really sure you want to win? That means you're gonna have to see a ghost.
Stop it! You're getting on my nerves.
I don't want to go there. I'm scared of ghosts too.
What do you mean you're scared of ghosts too? Who else are you referring to? I'm not scared at all. Hey, Keiichi-san, you stop doing that.
Let's go, everybody. Let's find the ghost.
Woo!
And it'll be over with. Everything will be over and done with. Yes, it will be over when the Higurashi cry. Ooh! Oh god. Let me get caught up in chat real quick. Oh, that can't be good. Reina's pretty busy with something though. Oh, good morning, Risa. Welcome in. Hi. Hi. Give him a sip of my water. Alright, let's get back in there, baby. Oh, yeah, because remember at the beginning, it started with Reina explaining why we got here. So they must, okay. Alright, we must be caught back up now. If I had to guess. So that's it. Reina finished making her confession. There was no applause or curtain call. It was a quiet, lonely stage that Reina performed on alone. I think I'd forgotten to blink since her confession started. Everybody else seemed to be feeling that same way. Reina looked at us, like she was a teacher waiting for questions from her students. We noticed that she was imitating that Chie-sensei does at the end of class. We all smiled bitterly.
I went to Yaguchi earlier to find a place to bury the bags. It was hard to pick a place because I wanted to make sure nobody would ever find them. I even thought about burying them in my backyard because it might be safest. But after I thought about it, I knew that wouldn't work. My father might start planting vegetables one day and he might find them. So it's better that I bury them somewhere in the mountains. Plus, I don't ever want to let her near my father, even though she's dead. I felt like I did something very bad.
Reina's plan was going smoothly. If I'd only hunted for mahjong tiles instead of insisting on doing something else, this wouldn't have even happened. When I looked at the others, they all seemed to be regretting their actions too. If Mion hadn't come up with the idea to play at the garage dump, fucking garbage dump, why do I keep thinking garage? If Satoko hadn't found that broken refrigerator, if Rika-chan had convinced us not to go, Reina could have had a few more days and she could have gotten rid of these trash bags. They never would have been found. Then what would have happened next? Nothing. Everything would have remained the same. we could have kept having our happy, peaceful days. Reina had been through a hard time, and she'd been forcing her face to smile for us. The fake smile was supposed to become a real smile one day. None of us were supposed to notice that Reina was going through a hard time. After a while, Reina was supposed to be able to forget the bitter memory of killing these two, and she was supposed to live as if nothing happened. But now, all of her effort, all of her courage, had been ruined.
I know killing people is a bad thing to do. I didn't want to do this. I don't want to do it again in the future. But I believe it was the best solution. I also believe I didn't do anything wrong. I just applied my utmost efforts, and when God presented me with the equal opportunity to regain my happy, peaceful life, saying we should accept suffering and live in a partial material life, whose desires is nothing more than petty words from those who have plenty. Nobody can belittle my efforts. Rather, they would praise me for what I did. They should celebrate me. Reina Ryugu fought for her own fate, and she won. I don't know why I did it. Oh shit, I don't know why I did it, but I interrupted her. I shouldn't have, but I thought I needed to tell her this, so I did. But Reina, why? Why didn't you tell us? Huh? What do you mean?
We're friends, aren't we? Friends are always on your side, without exception, no matter what. I thought friends were like family. If you told us about it, we could have helped you. Then you wouldn't have had to get your hands dirty. What Reina told us made me sad. I couldn't help myself from saying that to her. Reina told us straight that she did her best she could. She told us right to our faces. That's the same thing as saying that she didn't need us in order to do the best she could. Kei-chan, you can say that now, but... Let me finish. I believe that we're friends and we both share happiness and hardship. If you came to talk to us, I believe we could have done something different. We could have led to a better future.
A better future? There's no better future than the one I have right now. This is the best possible future.
That's a lie. My shout seemed to scare her a little. I knew that Reina didn't believe that this was the best possible future. She just didn't have any other choice. If she had given other options, she definitely would not have chosen this one. I know you don't believe that because you're crying.
What? Who's crying? Me? I'm not crying.
Yes, you are. You've been crying the whole time. You haven't noticed? In fact, I didn't see any tears in her eyes or on her face at all. But that didn't mean she wasn't crying. Reina was crying. She was crying because she had driven herself into a corner after all that hard work she did to become happy. Her tears looked so sad. Anyone who couldn't see those tears wasn't really thinking about her.
I'm not crying. I won't cry. I did the right thing. I made the right choice. There's no reason for me to cry at all. That's ridiculous. I have no idea what you're talking about, Keiichi.
I know it. You're crying right now. Reina stopped laughing all of a sudden. She spoke with a cold expression on her face.
Okay. Let's say I did what you just told me. I told you all about my father and that woman. Then what?
Well,
Then what?
Reina had never talked to me like this before. It was as if she was mocking my ignorance and made me shut my mouth.
You don't know what happened last year.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. It happened in June of 1982. There was someone who had no choice but to kill a person to free himself from misfortune.
Satoko grasped.
Keiichi-kun, I don't think you know much about him. About Satoshi Hojo-kun.
I know that he's Satoko's older brother. He's been missing, but people say he transferred. There's a rumor that he killed his aunt for Satoko's sake. Therefore, it's been taboo to talk about Satoshi in my class, Actually, all of Hinamizawa.
Satoshi-kun was under the same conditions as I was. He just wanted to have a happy, peaceful days. He just wanted to live peacefully, quietly with his sister. You've heard what kind of person Satoko-chan's aunt was, didn't you? If what I've said is all true, this is what happened. If what I've heard is all true, this is what happened. After Satoko lost her parents, her uncle and aunt got custody of her and her brother.
But, oh shit, I don't think this is Reina talking. Anyway, her aunt was especially cruel to Satoko. Satoshi was the kind of guy who wouldn't even hurt a fly. But his aunt probably was the only one whom he didn't have a problem killing. That's how terrible of a person she was.
Everybody in Hinamizawa knew about the trouble the Hojo family had. Everybody knew about the aunt was hysterical and crazy, and that she even bullied Satoshi-kun and Satoko-chan. Everybody knew everything. Everybody in our class knew too. Mi-chan, the future head of the three families, knew it. Rika-chan knew it. And Satoko-chan knew it too, of course. But she was the one experiencing it. The friends you're talking about that knew that Satoshi-kun was going through more than anybody in Hinamizawa. And what happened? Did anybody help Satoshi-kun? No, nobody did. Mi-chan had the most influence out of all of us, but she made up a lame excuse, saying it might create conflict between the Sonozaki family and the villagers. In the end, all she did was hurting him by offering her sympathy.
That's not true.
Yes, it is! Satoshi-kun knew it too. He knew that you were the only pretending to sympathize with him. He knew that you had no intention of helping him. That's why Satoshi-kun started to hate you, Mi-chan. He said that you always told him that you were his friend, but after all that, you turned out just to be another Sonozaki, just another person who bullied the Hojo family.
I didn't mean to.
You didn't do anything to help him. You rejected his request for help by sympathizing with him. Do you have any idea how much that hurt?
Mion tried to find something to say, but failed to do so. She bit her lip instead.
Rika-chan, you were the same too.
Now Reina was pointing fingers at Rika-chan. Unlike Mion, Rika-chan looked emotionless and empty just like Reina did.
Rika-chan, you don't have the kind of power in Hinamizawa that Mi-chan does, but your word carries a lot of weight, and a lot of old people will come to your shrine, don't they? There was something you could have done for him, but you didn't. Rika-chan, you did exactly the same thing Mi-chan did. You just pretended to be his friend. All you did was sympathize with him and Satoko-chan. You didn't try and help him out of the trouble they were in. Can you imagine how cruel, merciless your sympathy was to them? Satoshi-kun wanted to help. He wanted somebody to help him. He was at the dead end and he couldn't get out of there himself. He was sinking all the way down to his neck in the swamp, reaching for help and waiting for someone to grab his hand.
You're right. Rika-chan's voice sounded mature. It was very different from how she usually sounded. I didn't know how to save them. All I could do was offer some consolation. I'm not going to deny it, nor am I going to make excuses for my sin of not trying hard enough to find a way to save them.
I didn't know you knew.
Rena gave her a twisted smile. That ugliness caused me to look away. And Satoko-chan, I don't know if you'll believe me when I say this, but you were weighed down with sin too.
I didn't understand why she was blaming Satoko.
Oh shit, I didn't understand why she was blaming Satoko. I tried to take her side, but I gasped in surprise when I looked at her. She looked like she was accepting the sin that Reina had mentioned. Satoko must have wanted to confess her sin before Reina pointed it out. And so Satoko opened her mouth first.
I don't know if you'll believe me when I tell you this either, but I realized it on my own. I know what my sin is. I see. I realized it the night Nini disappeared. I wish I'd realized it while he was still here. I understand how you feel. That sense of that was too late for regrets, right? I feel the same way. It happened to me before. That's why I fought this time. Satoko-chan, I'm sure you can atone for your guilt in the future, because you realize what you did. But it won't bring Nini back. He's not coming back. Satoko looked down sadly. Usually Satoko would say the opposite. She always said that Satoshi was coming back one day without a doubt. But now, she accepted the fact that he would never come back. She accepted it so easily, as if she knew it already, because he's her brother. Do you understand now? She asked me all of a sudden. That's how they were in 1982. Satoshi couldn't talk to everybody he thought could help. He told them that he needed help. He told them what he was going through. He consulted with them. He even came to me, even though I had just moved here at that time. I don't think it was embarrassing or shameful for what he did. People get desperate when they're unhappy. Satoshi-kun tried very hard, but he couldn't do anything about the situation. He asked for help. And he kept asking for help. You said that friends were always on your side no matter what, but this is what the friends really are. They're actually just people who hang around with you for fun. They don't help you when you need them. Friends are always like that. That's why I decided not to tell anybody when I found out that I was the same situation as Satoshi-kun. I knew that nobody would help me, and nobody could. I didn't need sympathy, it only made me feel worse. It's better that I at least have fun at school. In fact, I did have fun at school. I was very happy. I was able to forget about the trouble I had with that woman, if only for a short amount of time at school. I wish Satoshi-kun could have done that too. If he did, he wouldn't have had to feel constantly hopeless, and he could have at least enjoyed his time at school. He didn't have any other choice than to beating his aunt to death anyway. I didn't know how to help him at the time because he just moved here. All I could do was listen to him and try to make him feel better. But there might have been something more I could have done. I might have been lazy in thinking about what I could do. But at that time, in 1982, I thought I was his friend.
Reina's self-deserved laughter changed into grievous sobs. Her tears gradually wore away the relationship of trust. Shit, Killer's playing VTube Studio. I thought I had that shit turned off, I'm sorry. Nobody will help me. Friends are just people whom you have fun with, and you can't trust them. The more Reina cried, the clearer we heard her voice in her heart. Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan looked into the distance and sad expressions on their face. I was the only one who could say anything back to her now, and I had to tell her this. She knew it too. She just needed to hear it from someone. I braced myself to tell her something that might hurt everybody. I understand, Reina. I understand what happened in 1982. I understand that they were heartless. But Satoko also told you this. They realized their sins. They regretted what they did and didn't do. So, it should be different this time.
They can understand your pain and they can help you. You weren't here last year. I'm afraid you don't know what you're talking about. That's right. I wasn't here last year, and I wish I were. If I was here last year, I would have fought for Satoshi. You're lying. I'm not lying. I've learned how important friends are since I moved here to Inamizawa. I'll fight for my friends. If I were here last year and knew what Satoko-san had done to her and Satoshi, I would have had given Satoshi the opportunity to beat her to death. I would have done it myself. I would have done it with 1,500 seconds. Guys, holy fuck, the callback! Oh, it feels so good! Oh. Fuck! And I wouldn't have even hesitated. I would have beat her to death with a metal bat. That's easy for you to say, but you don't know what kind of determination you need to kill another person. I don't know that, and I don't need to know it either. You know why? Because it's an obligation to help your friends. You don't understand, Keiichi-kun. You don't know how disgusting it is to kill somebody. You can never get the dirt off your hands, no matter how you try and justify it. You're right. Killing a person in order to save your friends is a short-sighted way of thinking. It might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I think things aren't meant to go well when you take care of an evil matter by doing an evil deed. I'm proud of my conviction, and I wouldn't hesitate to kill someone if it was for the sake of my friends. But the peace I get by doing an evil deed won't last forever. We all know that by instinct. That's why we all despise evil things, I think. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. She didn't have to tell me that. I was aware I wasn't making sense. But for some reason, I could easily imagine a world like that. A world in which I saved my precious friends by committing an evil act. The peace I seized by doing that evil deed didn't last long. It got worse. It ended in a way as terrible as the sin I committed. This was the memory that shouldn't exist. I don't know why, but I know for a fact that it happened in that world of possibility. I'm sorry I don't know what I'm talking about. For some weird reason, I couldn't prevent myself from smiling in embarrassment, even in a situation like this. But you know it too, don't you, Reina? You know that I didn't want to get your hands dirty. You're crying because you wanted us to help you, but we didn't. You didn't want to be a murderer. You're lying when you said you claimed that this was the best choice you could have made. That's why you've been crying. That's not true! It's not true. That's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Not true. Not true. You know better than anybody that it's true or not. You've been regretting this from the beginning. Even if you were able to hide the corpses without getting caught, you could have never have washed the blood off your hands. How are you going to fool yourself into believing you wouldn't have to live the rest of your life bearing the burden of this sin? There's only one way to do that. You have to believe that this was the only choice. And that means you have to live your life denying your friends and denying that your friends are worth asking for help. Are we worth nothing to you, Reina? Of course not. You've always believed that friends exist to help each other. Your friends were immature last year, and that's why they couldn't help Satoshi in this unfortunate fate. But people grow up. We don't make the same mistakes twice, and we don't want to regret the same thing twice. So, believe me, we're your friends, and we're on your side. So, what you're saying is, I was immature too, right? Yeah, I am. You were immature because you couldn't believe that your friends grew up. But I'm not going to blame you for that. We didn't notice until today that you've been going through such a hard time all alone. People can communicate their feelings only by talking to others. So there was nothing we could do because we didn't talk. In that sense, it's hard to say it, but We have to admit that this was meant to happen today in order to make your choice the best one for real. We finally talked about our feelings. We now know that you've been distrusting your friends since last year, and that everybody regretted both what they did and didn't do. So now, we finally became true friends. Finally. But it's too late. We only notice our sins after it's too late. That's not necessarily true. For example, as your friend, I can understand the things you've done. This time. What do you mean by that? I understand that depriving people of their lives is an unforgivable crime, but I also understand that my friend Reina had no other choice but to do this. So, I don't think you're filthy, and I'm not scared of you. If something like this happens again, we should talk about it and think about what we can do together. But this already happened, and I understand that. When I say understand, I mean I forgive you. I don't hate you for what you did. I said that to everybody this time. I said it to all my friends. I accept what Reina did, and I accept that she had no other choice than to do it, and this was her last resort for thinking it through so many times. So, I'm gonna side with her. Kei-chan. Of course, if she killed them for money or some other stupid reason, I'd drag her to the police, but this wasn't why Reina did this. She couldn't run away, and she thought it through before she came to this point. If she's guilty of anything, she's only guilty for not talking to us beforehand. But I forgive her for that too. I forgive her for coming to this point. Keiichi. So, I beg you all, please forgive me for not noticing Reina's situation and let her go through it alone. My sin is that I allowed a day like today to come to pass. Keiichi-san. We're the only ones who know about these bags. If we keep it to ourselves, everything's gonna be fine. Reina doesn't have to worry about a thing. Let's hide them somewhere, like she planned. We'll cleanse ourselves with salt later, and that's it. Let's forgive each other for our sins, and then we'll regain our happy and peaceful days. This is it, right? Reina, this is the future you chose, right? This is the best possible choice, right? Keiichi-kun. I jumped on the hood of the abandoned car Reina was standing on, and I reached for her hands. Admit it! This is the world you wanted! This is the choice you wanted to make! But this is something that you can't choose by yourself. All of us have to reach for each other's hands so that Reina can make her choice. In other words, I can't make it happen by myself. I need everybody to reach for each other's hands. So Reina, you need to do it too! When all of us hold hands together, that's when you can go to the world that exists, beyond the choice you made. Keiichi-kun, I appreciate it, if you really mean it. But, I'm not sure if that's what everybody else wants. A little hand touched mine. It was Rika-chan. Rika-chan! Reina, you're filthy. You aren't shit. Reina, you aren't filthy. And you didn't give up. You seized your fate, even though you had to dirty your hands to do it. I have no reason not to accept you. Rika-chan's small hand was strong, and she spoke eloquently. I know how comfortable it feels to be stained by disappointment at everything in this world. After getting lost in a maze of misfortune, that's why I can understand how strong you are and how hard you have fought alone without giving up. I am proud of having you in my life, and I agree with Keiichi. I forgive you for your sin, so please, forgive me for mine too. Rika-chan, I am just a little girl without power, but I could have fought. I'll not give up on my fate. I'll fight like you did. So I ask you to accept me as your friend. Rika-chan usually acts so childish, but right now she is totally different. I bet she meant every word she was saying. And then another little hand reached out to ours.
Satoko. Satoko put her hand over mine and Rika-chan's. She didn't say a thing, looking down for a while. Rika-chan urged her to speak.
Rika and I lost both our parents. We never cried about it, however, because we have you, a family made of friends. I want us to continue to be a family for you, too. It's natural to get all out of and confess everything of your family because, well, they are your family. So I think today was a great opportunity for us. I appreciate that we had the chance to forgive each other for our sins.
A family made of friends. Satoko, I like it.
I forgive you for your sin, Reina-san. Please, forgive me for mine, too.
A big hand reached out for ours. It was Mion's. I always thought it was my job as the leader of this club to talk about the importance of friends. So I guess I'm not a good leader after all, huh? Mion. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of you. Mion still smiled and scratched her head. Reina, I'm ashamed of myself as your friend and as the club president for not being able to notice what you've been going through. I'd like to forgive me for that. Of course, I also forgive you for not telling us about it. You could have told me because I wasn't good enough for you. I thought I was trying to be a good leader for you, but I guess I wasn't doing my job. And it's my fault. So, I forgive you for your sin, Reina. Reina! Now you have all of our hands! We're all ready for you. It's your turn. Reach out to us. Come to us. This is the world you wanted. You have all of our hands right here, in your reach. So don't hesitate.
I'm a murderer. I'll get you guys into trouble.
Reina, we are.
Rika-chan. You don't need to say anything.
We're all reaching for your hand. What else do we need to say or prove? Reina, you don't need to say anything. All you need to do is just reach out to us. Come on, Reina. This is real. It's not too late. You still have choices that you can make. So choose. You can still make it. Come on. It's not too late to start over again. Reina slowly reached out, and her hand touched ours. She didn't hold our hands. All she needed to do was touch our hands to show us her will. Reina chose to live, to share her life with her friends rather than to refuse them for the rest of her life. I took a step closer to her and firmly grabbed her wrist. It was getting dark and some stars had started to appear in the sky. We all forgave each other for our sins for the first time. And it was a little embarrassing, but Reina's tears made us all cry, and we just kept on crying together. We stood in a circle holding each other by the shoulder, putting our heads together in the middle. We are a family made of friends. We forgave each other, and we were happy together. There's a memory in the back of my mind, but it's not supposed to exist. I tried to save one of my friends in that world. In order to do that, I rejected all my other friends. I acted recklessly alone, and I brought about the end of the world. The situation we had here is the same as the incident in that faraway world, in the sense that people had been deprived of their lives in order to save one friend of mine. But other than that, it was different. We have Reina, Mion, Satoko, Rika-chan, and myself. Nobody was missing. We were going to regain them. We were going to regain those happy and peaceful days. The road going there might be a little rough, but we'll walk it together. We all will. We went to the place in the mountains of the Yaguchi that Reina had picked for burying the bags. Carrying corpses is a scary thing to do, but it made us united even more strongly because of it.
Since each part of the corpse was in a separate plastic trash bag, we can tell what's inside each bag by touching it. First, we forced ourselves to laugh whenever we had to touch the bodies, because we were scared. But after a while, we got used to it, to the point where we all could make jokes about it. Of course, all of that was probably a bluff, but we all tried our best. Mion somehow had detailed knowledge of how to hide a corpse, and she told us how to dig the hole deeper. Of course, Mion fucking knows how to hide a corpse. Rika-chan helped carry the bags. Satoko used her talent of setting traps to perfectly camouflage the place we had buried the bags. Me? I was in charge of digging the hole. Reina dug it earlier, but I made it a little deeper. After we all finished that, we walked back to the place where we parked our bicycles. We looked back at the place we had buried the bags. It was completely unnoticeable. We'd never be able to find that place again once we left for home. That's how perfect it looked. Great! Thank you all for your hard work. We're done here. Now let's get home. Mion said it cheerfully, as if we had just finished club activities or something. We had no more bags to carry, and we no longer had any burden to carry either. We got on our bikes, but Reina was still standing there, looking into the distance. Hey, Reina.
Huh? What? I'm sorry. I think I caught a cold or something. I feel feverish and dizzy.
Reina's face looked slightly red. Mion touched Reina's forehead. It actually was a little warm. She had a tough day today. She had to go through so many things. She had to find a place to hide the corpses. She had to dig a hole. We caught her with the bags. We talked about our feelings. We forgave each other. She must be exhausted after a day like that. Reina, you should definitely rest when you get home.
Yeah, thank you. I will.
Reina, we forgave each other for everything. So, don't blame yourself anymore, okay?
You were right about me.
What do you mean?
I couldn't fool myself. No matter how hard I tried to justify what I did, I was still scared. Look at me. I'm still shaky, even with all the help I got from you. If you hadn't found me with the corpses, if I had taken the care of this alone, I wouldn't have been able to bear the burden. I'm pretty sure I would have been crushed by the pressure.
She said all this with such a bitter smile. It might take her a long time to heal from the pain, but it must be 100 times shorter than the time it would have taken if she did all this alone. I like how some of these locations, they just didn't make an evening atmosphere for it. Just fuck it, use the same picture, they said. Send it, there's no time. Reina's home was closest from here. Reina went her way and the 4 of us were left behind. Mion made a suggestion. I think we should just forget about today. What do you think?
I agree. I think that would be best for Reina-san, too.
Reina's a strong girl. If we act like nothing happened, she'll act that way, too. And if we keep acting like that for long enough, it becomes real, right? We'll be able to forget about it by not talking about it. Our goal is to forget about it completely. I think we'll keep wondering whether or not the day of reckoning will come for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's not going to be easy to simply let it go.
Even if I can't forget about it for the rest of my life, that's fine by me. The most important thing is to keep it in my heart forever. The most important thing is that we don't make her think about it. We nodded in agreement, just as my house came into view. Well, this is goodbye. I'll see you guys at school. Just like always. Just like always.
I'll set a perfect trap for you, just like always.
Goodbye, Kei-chan.
After I parted with them, I still felt hot and dizzy. It felt really weird. I was even staggering at the front door. I felt as if I was floating in the air, like I just took some very strong cold medicine. Today, something very shocking, something that made me super happy and something super embarrassing happened to me. I felt as if my heart and mind were about to explode because they were filled to the brim with both happiness and sadness. I didn't know whether I made a crucial mistake today or if I had the happiest day of my life. I don't know which it was, and all I could do was stare blankly into space. I felt frustrated too. Even though we were friends, I was caught in the act of abandoning corpses. At the same time, I felt relieved that my reliable friends accepted what I had done. Those emotions were all mixed up in my heart, and they were all equally strong, making it difficult for me to decide what I was feeling. I was losing my sense of balance. It was like the world was warping around me. I heard sounds as if I was in a shower. Everything left me with a feeling of unreality. When those emotions were about to make me lose control, I felt a heat on my wrist. The part where Keiichi couldn't grab me earlier started throbbing. My feelings weren't cooperating with me, but the heat on my wrist calmed it down. I don't know how to express what I felt when my friends and I held shoulders together in that circle earlier, but the feeling was the only thing I knew to be real. I'm home. Huh? As soon as I opened the front door, I smelled it. I smelled really good. My father isn't good at cooking, but he likes trying to cook creative dishes. I remember he used to cook something very challenging whenever he was in a good mood, so this smell was a sign that he felt that way. That's why I always liked this smell. The reason he's in a good mood is because he found a job. And not just any job. He found a job with a company created by friends from his old workplace. They remembered my father and promised to hire him. He told me that some of the other colleagues from the old company were also working there. It must be very encouraging for him to work with people he knows, because he wasn't working for a long time. The dinner looked great. It contrasts how it tasted. It was a dinner to celebrate his new life, to show his determination, to regain his bond with his daughter, and to make a clean start. I talked about a lot of things with my father that night. It had been a long time since we last talked to him like this. I don't remember when it was, but it reminded me of the days when I was still happy, which meant that I'd finally returned to that time. My father still believes that Teppei's coming back one day, so he's still very cautious about locking the doors and windows. He still gets scared every time someone rings the doorbell. I told him so many times that he'd never come back, but I just can't convince him. Well, it's because I couldn't tell him the reason why he wouldn't. He eventually realized that he's free, and I'm sure it won't take long. My heart was full of many, many emotions that day. If emotion could actually burst a heart open, it might happen to me. My brain must have been overworked because so many things happened at once. My head was still fuzzy, but I managed to crawl into bed. I felt like the ground was moving. I totally lost my sense of reality. I remember that I once felt like this once when I got the flu. I might get a high fever tomorrow. I don't care. I don't care if I get sick tomorrow. I just wanted to enjoy the fact that I took a step towards the future of my decision. Keiichi couldn't told me something like that today. The high fever and dizziness made me feel frustrated for some reason. But whenever I felt frustrated, I felt the heat on my wrist. I grabbed my wrist with my left hand tightly. It made the frustration go away, and it brought me relief. Even the dizziness I didn't like just before made me feel like I was a down-filled futon. I was falling asleep in that down-filled futon on my first night in the new world. This dizziness didn't go away for a few days, but I gradually got used to it. This is the new world that it looked like I used to live in before. But the sunshine was a little bit brighter, and Keiichi couldn't smile looked a little bit more gentle. We made more noise than we used to. We spent every day slowly, but in high spirits. Oh, What an idiot I am. I underestimated that dizziness, and I caught a summer cold in June. I wanted to get better as soon as possible. I should have taken a day off from club activities, but I forced myself to play with them every day, and that made it hard for me to get better. I finally learned my lesson recently. I didn't need to feel frustrated. There's no limit to happiness in this world. As long as we keep wishing for it, it'll continue forever. I don't need to feel frustrated anymore, because tomorrow, I'll have the happiness I have today. We'll have the Watsunagashi Festival next Sunday. Mi-chan tells us that we'll have a lot of fun and we'll go extra crazy. I can't wait.
Fuck. You're crying now. Be forgiven. Aww. Oh shit. Hello, what is happening? Yeah, it was murder. Don't worry, Jennifer. Also, welcome in. Ooh, good chapter. Yeah, really good chapter. Holy shit. Good shit. I got my comeback for Don't really. Oh, good shit. Good shit. Oh my god. And they live happily ever after. There's no chapter after this. Oh, buddy. You know damn well. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I did not expect, Fuck, it's like we got the murder and the resolution all at the halfway point of the book. I would say, I feel comfortable in saying that we're about halfway now. Let that sink in. We're about halfway. And we've already had 2 people die. Forgiveness. Resolution. Just the chill. The chill that ran up my spine when Reina said, and next week is Watsunagashi. Oh my god. Not even the power of friendship won't save this, huh? Probably not. Probably not. I'll be real. This arc, we've read everything that I remember. Like, I don't know what happens at the festival this time. I don't remember. I do remember Reina leading Rina-san into the junkyard and killing her. Like, that's the thing that stuck out to me. That's the part in my memory, anyway, that I remember about this arc. I don't remember anything else. Oh my god, but oh, I fucking love that. The callback to the 3rd book with him going, I would only need 1,500 seconds. Like, that was an entire chapter. Oh my god. That was the chapter where Keiichi described how he killed the aunt. Oh my god. Oh my god, I fucking love callbacks like that. Oh my god. It's such good writing. Ah. Now you're gaslighting? What do you mean? What do you mean now I'm gaslighting? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh fuck, but yeah, using Reina's voice for that much really strains my throat. My voice hurts. So, I'm not gonna yap too much now. I'm gonna start wrapping it up. After all, we got a whole nother chapter tomorrow to see what the fuck happens. Aren't you excited? I am! Yay! Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for another book club night. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same book. We're gonna read the next chapter. What do you mean you don't know what happened? Yeah, I honestly don't remember what else happens in this arc. I'll be dead ass honest. We're gonna go into it together, blind. Alright. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you when I see you, okay? Okay. Alright, Veil Guards. You'll have a good night, good evening. You are dismissed. Bye-bye.